here with Dr. Padetha Tin, a senior scientist from NASA Glenn Research Center, and we have a question about the program that NASA have going on right now. And first question would be, could you explain about the Artemis program and how would that program, impacting the world and other countries?
Okay. It is my pleasure to be interviewed, and it's my honor to work with people and professors and then administrators like the president and dean from the Kazakhstan University and from GISTAR also. Your question is it's about the Artemis program. The Artemis program is we're going back to the moon. Okay? Back in 1960, the late president John F. Kennedy announced that we're going to land men on the moon. So after he announced it, within 10 years that we're able to have this Apollo program, that we were able to land the 2 astronauts on the moon. Okay. So we have a lot of confidence that we will be able to repeat this, this milestone, world-renowned scientific achievement again, and then it will be done in a few years down the line. So my confidence level is that it is 100% guaranteed that we will land back on the moon, but this time at a grander scale. So after we land on the moon, there will be some kind of like a laboratory that we will establish on the moon to have this partial gravity experiments. The other thing is that the moon will be part of the base that we will be planning to have a kind of like the journey to the Mars that we plan. So this is the first step towards our human exploration and visiting the Mars. But Moon's program, Artemis, it's the one that we have to establish it first. And I'm confident. And then I think everybody around the world, people from Thailand or people from the United States or anywhere else, will be very interested. And then they have full confidence that we will have this achievement again soon. Thank you.
Okay, and another question, because we are at Ksesat Sat University and NASA will join project together, and that was on the OASIS. Can you explain briefly what the OASIS is about?
Oh, okay. OASIS experiment, it stands for Observation and Analysis of Smectic Islands in Space. That experiment was done in 2016. And the experiment, I represented as a project scientist, and there is the principal investigator is Professor A.P. Chad and Professor Latapon's PhD supervisor. He's a world famous professor in liquid crystal and condensed matter studies. His name is Professor Noel Clark. So Noel Clark and we designed, NASA worked together and designed the spaceflight experiment where we have a very thin liquid crystal bubble that we study about the structures, the dynamics or changes of the defects on the film, very, very thin film structure. And that flight project and then the flight experiment were quite successful, and we're able to publish lots of publications and presentations, and we're still doing some publications on it. Okay.
Can you also explain the application of the OASIS program that could be impacting on Earth or in the space technology?
Okay, in the space technology is that our challenge is that when we do this kind of experiment, which is very, very fragile and very delicate to do, and then we were able to accomplish it. and that's what we were able to do one of the scientific feat and study on the condensed matter physics. Now, is there an impact on the study that we did it for this experiment that has an impact on the day-to-day for Earth, application? It does. What happened is that there are many different type of liquid crystal displays that we are using, and then the liquid crystal display industry is $15 to $20 billion per year in that has been ongoing in the world right now. So we are looking forward into a very high definition display, very fast uprate liquid display for any commercial use, for any for day-to-day use. That way we use a lot of display you name it. We have it on our computer, we have it on the television, all the billboard display, they are all liquid crystals. So it has a huge amount of impact on the development and advancement in that industry also.
And what do you think about Ksesat University being part of the program?
NASA has been established this kind of international collaboration with many universities across the world. For instance, during my 30 years of work at NASA Glenn Research Center, I've been able to have some kind of an international collaborative work with Russian Academy of Sciences in Russian Federation, a collaboration with Professor Ralph Stenarius from Germany, okay, and as well as a group of condensed matter physicists from Canada and as well as from France. Okay, I met Professor Natapon in the Liquid Crystal Conference about 2 years ago, and it was to my delight that they're still doing this liquid crystal study. So I propose that if they can join as international partners for the upcoming flight experiment for liquid crystal facility, where we will do the same kind of experiment. And then it is to my amazement that we have reached to the final agreement. We already signed a memorandum of understanding between Kasasat University and NASA that we will have an ongoing, collaborative research studies together with Kent State University, Professor Hiroshi Yokoyama, and with Professor Noel Clark from Colorado University, and then Kasasat University, two participants, which are Professor Natapon and Professor A.P. Chard.
Okay, so we have more questions. What would you like to advise the new emerging country in space science and technology to be able to have the development in terms of space technology?
In terms of space technologies, our we have Industrial Revolution 1, 2, 3, and 4 right now. We reached to the Industrial Revolution 4, where we have all the internet, all the social networks that we have been working together, not only in the economy or social or any kind of climate and so on. These are all need to be participated by, whether rich or poor, or developed or underdeveloped countries. It doesn't matter. We are all human beings that we are looking forward into the better part or the better future and for the next generation. So we cannot leave people from the other part of the world. Everybody has to come together to work on this kind of a global achievement. How do we overcome, poverty? How do we overcome about recently right now about the COP26, which is the United Nations climate conference, that all the global partners from many countries are participating. So in the space program also that we will be working together with every country in the world that could participate to achieve such kind of feat. Thank you.
There's one more. Would you
sure.
recommend the channel for like Thailand scientists to join the space program
Yes.
in the US?
Yeah, in the US it says, see, right now, like what we've been able to achieve between the Kazakhstan University and NASA, ground-based study, flight experiment opportunities, and so on. So we can do the same kind of thing for different subjects, different fields of study, say like biotechnology or space instrumentation or space medicine. All these things can be participated by many intergovernmental exchange programs between the US government and as well as the Thai government, where I believe the Thai government has the Thai Aerospace Agency also. So I'm hoping that in the near future we'll be able to have much more stronger collaborative work that the Thai, the scientific and research and intellectual community, like many universities, will be able to collaborate like what we did just a few years ago and what we are ongoing doing with Kazakhstan University now. Okay,
Great,
sure.
thank you.
Thank
so,
you.
Thank you, Dr. Padetha Tin, for very
Nice to meet you again.
nice advice.
Sure.
Thank you.